Hello, viewers. This is SB here, and this is an idea I have for a Gamera movie called Gamera vs. Cthulhu. Here's the story. Up at the North Pole, a group of scientists are excavating an unknown object that's covered completely in ice. One of the scientists is a female American named Sally Embers, who is wondering what the unknown object is. The scene then gets a close up of the object, revealing the scales on the object. Like reptilian scales and all that. Then the title screen shows the name of the movie. Like in those 50s and 60s sci fi films where the title screen would pop up for dramatic effect. Anyway, the unknown object is taken somewhere in Japan at a laboratory of some kind, where scientists are studying. Here, let me fix that. Here we go. Studying the unknown object. A male scientist tells Sally that there was a legend about Gamera that was created as a living weapon for the Atlanteans for an unknown reason, and that the unknown object could possibly be Gamera. Many hours later, all the scientists pack up for the night and go home. After everyone leaves, suddenly the cooler engine that keeps the ice that's covering the unknown object from melting circuits. The ice shortly starts melting. Meanwhile, somewhere in China, an unknown cult prepares for a ritual that will summon Cthulhu. But after the ritual is finished, things go wrong really fast when all the tentacles of Cthulhu start killing the cult members one at a time. But one remaining member of the cult miraculously survives the attack. I don't know how he survives. I haven't really thought of that, but anyway. At the laboratory, Sally and the other scientists are devastated to see the laboratory destroyed. They even notice that the unknown object, which is Gamera, is gone. One of the scientists noticed that the cooler has self-circuited, leaving the ice to melt and freeing the unknown object. A Japanese military man named Toshio Ryu arrives to secure the area. He received info from a couple, like a married couple living near the area, who called the military about a giant creature emerging from the laboratory. He and the other soldiers take Sally and all the other scientists back to the military for questioning. He then informs the soldiers to not only find Gamera, but also be prepared for another giant creature, which is Cthulhu, who attacked China and is heading towards Japan. The jets of the Japanese military fly up into the skies and prepare for combat against the flying octopus kaiju. After they spotted the kaiju, they fired all their rockets at the kaiju, but the rockets have no effect on the octopus kaiju. Back at the Japanese military base, Toshio interrogates Sally and a few other scientists about the unknown object. After Sally explained to Toshio about Gamera, she then asks him about the flying octopus kaiju. Toshio is surprised that Sally doesn't know about the flying octopus kaiju. He then asks Sally if she was watching the news, but Sally replied that she was too busy finding out about Gamera and didn't watch the news or watch anything on TV. Just before Toshio can explain to Sally about the flying octopus kaiju, a soldier suddenly appears and tells Toshio about the military air fleet destroyed by the flying octopus kaiju. Cthulhu. Cthulhu appears at the city of Tokyo and lands on top of a building. The military use all their power to destroy Cthulhu, but with no avail. Cthulhu starts flying up into into the air and uses his psychic powers to lift up all the military vehicles and throw them all over the city, destroying buildings and killing people. Toshio, Sally, and the and the other scientists and military people or soldiers, I could just have soldiers, that's better. Soldiers are watching all this from a TV screen. Cthulhu suddenly notices something is coming to his direction. It's the unknown object, Gamera, flying like a flying saucer. Cthulhu uses his psychic powers to lift up various vehicles and buildings and throws all of them at Gamera. But the attack doesn't hurt Gamera. Cthulhu charges at Gamera, causing him to crash down onto the ground. But Gamera was able to land safely without getting crashed without you without crashing down onto the ground. Gamera's arms, legs, tail, and head come out of his shell, one at a time, of course, or actually we'll just do it slowly. Sally and the other scientists are shocked to see that Gamera is a giant turtle-like kaiju. During the battle between Gamera and Cthulhu, Gamera seems to be protecting people in many ways. Their clash leads them into the ocean, where they continue their clash. Cthulhu breaks out of the ocean, but Gamera grabs Cthulhu by the toes by using his mouth. Or, you know. Cthulhu breaks free from Gamera's grip, but loses his toes in the process. Cthulhu disappears up into the clouds. Gamera dives down into the ocean to recover. And he just spits out the toes before that. Anyway, back at the Japanese military, everyone who witnessed the battle tries to figure out what to do next. Toshio orders the soldiers near Tokyo to retrieve Cthulhu's toes that are torn off by Gamera. Sorry. While Sally and the other scientists try figuring out about the two giant creatures, suddenly a soldier brings in a man named Terry. Terry explains to everyone that the flying octopus kaiju is called Cthulhu, and that Terry himself is the surviving member of the cult who summoned Cthulhu in the first place. His reasons for helping the cult summon Cthulhu is because he hopes that Cthulhu will destroy capitalism because he believes that capitalism has too many unfair rules. I know it's not the best reasoning for the character to join a cult and summon Cthulhu, but I tried. He then tells everyone that Cthulhu came to Earth at the time when the city of Atlantis was around and caused chaos throughout the continent of Pangaea. He then says that all the people of the ancient cities used an ancient item of some kind to seal Cthulhu in, but the ancient item was lost during the destruction of the ancient cities when Pangaea splits apart into the continents of today. But the cult somehow found the ancient artifact. Sally then realized that the Atlanteans must have created Gamera just in case Cthulhu would someday return. Toshio says that they don't have time to wait for Gamera to lick eh, to lick to lick his wounds and would have to come up and would have to come up with a plan to kill Cthulhu. Terry mentions that Cthulhu is vulnerable to certain weapons and spells. After 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 everyone studies the toes of Cthulhu and comes up with a plan to kill Cthulhu. Toshio orders one of the soldiers to contact the USA military that Terry, Sally, and Toshio himself that they'll be coming to the USA and prepare for the plan to kill Cthulhu. Cthulhu arrives at the Hawaiian Islands to rest and regrow his toes. Sally, Toshio, Terry, and the other scientists, here we go, the other scientists arrived at the U.S. military base and revealed their plans for killing Cthulhu to all the U.S. soldiers. At the church or orphanage, 3 soldiers escort a nun and some other orphans, including other people who work at the church, to a nearby shelter. All the soldiers prepare for the trap/weapon a certain with certain materials. Terry that could kill Cthulhu. He, Sally, Toshio watch in a safe distance. As Cthulhu flies up in into the USA in the USA skies, sorry. Jets start attacking Cthulhu and lower him right to the trap. After Cthulhu lands at where the trap is, all the soldiers spring the trap and fire the weapons at fire their weapons at Cthulhu. Here we go. Oops, sorry. The weapons were able to do heavy damage to Cthulhu, but he was able to heal quickly. Terry and Sally realize that Cthulhu has attempted this new ability when he was imprisoned by the ancient artifact. The military uses all the tanks, missiles, and jets to kill Cthulhu, but Cthulhu destroyed all the weapons and most of the soldiers. And killed most of the soldiers. My bad. All hope seems lost until Gamera appears to fight Cthulhu. The both of them take flight up in the air and continue their fight. Gamera grabs Cthulhu and the two of them fell into the mouth of a volcano, causing the volcano to erupt. Cthulhu's head emerges from the smoke, but it turns out to be Gamera has killed Cthulhu and is carrying his head by the mouth. He tosses Cthulhu's head into the flowing lava, where it slowly burns Cthulhu's head into ashes. Gamera roars in triumph as the smoke from the mouth of the volcano takes the form of angel wings behind him. Back at the shelter, everyone witnessed the kaiju battle from a TV screen. The nun, the nun thanks Gamera for his divine, or thanks God for his divine protection, especially in the form of Gamera, while the children cheered for Gamera's victory over Cthulhu. Sorry I put the word girl in it because all nuns are female, but anyway. Gamera flies up to the clouds like an angel, returning back to heaven. Like an angel returning back to heaven. Sally, Toshio, Terry, and everyone else are happy that Gamera was able to kill Cthulhu. But they know that a lot of human lives are lost, but they still have high hopes for the future as they all salute to Gamera, for saving the day, and the title screen pops up. Now, before you ask, Gamera doesn't go to outer space or anything like that. It's just a symbol. It's just a symbol. It's just kind of like a symbol, like a guardian angel is returning to heaven. Gamera is probably gonna go to find a place where he can make his permanent home or something like that. Like maybe another volcano or maybe the ocean or something. But anyway, and here's the trivia. Toshio Ryu is named after Toshio Sakurai from the first Gamera film. Anyway, so that's so that's Gamera versus Cthulhu. What do you think about my ideas this for a film about Gamera fighting Cthulhu? What are your ideas for a Gamera versus Cthulhu movie? Just leave a comment down below and apologize for my little inexperience like things or what I written down is, well, you get the point. So like a just leave a comment down below, like, share, describe, and goodbye.